Welcome to the all-new That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes a show business. We air new episodes each weekday morning at 9 a.m. on thatbusinessnetwork.com and then made available on iTunes and on our YouTube channel over at thatyoutubechannel.com. My guest today is Shannon Carl. She is the owner and operator of Co-Work Landing. You can learn more at the website igscommunity.com, and again, based here in the Tampa Bay region. Specifically, I believe you're over in Brandon area, Valrico. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shannon.
Yes, we're actually right in the middle of Brandon on Oakfield Drive, so I'm near the hospital, so it's right in the middle of town.
And Brandon is a suburban area of Tampa for listeners outside of the Tampa Bay region. A great place in between Plant City and Lakeland, and it's pretty much, in my opinion, part of Tampa, but Brandon, a great place to live, work, and play. And so Co-Work Landing is a place that people come together, they work, they network. Just tell us a little bit about Co-Work Landing.
So it is a shared workspace. So if you kind of think of it like a gym for people that go to work. So you have a membership, you can come and go as you please. Nobody's going to bother you, but it's just a place for you to actually get some work done, as opposed to, going to Starbucks or Panera Bread. And we've actually developed quite a community here in Brandon for entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of collaboration that goes on just by people chit-chatting when they're here. I have lots of opportunities for growth. I have a mastermind group actually that's meeting this afternoon here. We've got lunch and learns. We've got all kinds of events, and a lot of our members are actually starting to host events themselves. So they really see the impact of being able to bring in their own group of people and talk to them about what they do and share their knowledge as well. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here in Brandon, is to grow that entrepreneur community.
Okay, you have a background in commercial real estate. This has been a new venture that you started over the last a couple of years. What was your motivation and your inspiration for stepping outside of commercial real estate and also developing another path? You're still involved with commercial real estate, but you've taken on added responsibility now. Why so?
So about 2 years ago, I took a class in self-discovery, really, and discovered my my why, if you will. So the reason why I'm here, my mission statement for life, which is to use the voice that God gave me to encourage, inspire, and change the world. And I had no idea what that meant, what I was supposed to do with it, or why that was given to me. And then a couple months later, I heard about a co-working space in San Francisco for women. And I started researching the industry and really discovered the entrepreneurial community and the idea of putting them together to collaborate to make something even stronger. I honestly believe that entrepreneurs change the world. They change the local economy. They change the global economy. We have different kinds of conversations, and I just wanted to have a place where people could do that. And I feel like the suburbs are missing that, because I know that there's a lot of that going on in the Tampa area, in your larger communities. But you've got people that live in the suburbs that have the same type of motivation, and there's no place for them to go and really be among their peers. So that's how this was born. And I actually opened in September of last year.
Okay.
So I'm coming up on a year.
How many different spaces do you have inside of the community? Are you, is it people that can come in and just have like a space once a week? Do they have to commit, to the full schedule? How does the operations work?
So I have individually leased offices for people that need that, dedicated office space, and they have a key. It's theirs, full time. And then I have a shared work area that's basically they can come and go as they please. People typically come in, 2 or 3 hours a week, and that's the shared work area, if you will. So think of it like people that go into Starbucks and sit down and work, they come here and do that instead, and that's the shared area. And then I have a conference room that can hold 10 people that a lot of people will meet. They'll do their one-to-ones, or they'll do their speaking to their small groups or whatever in that facility. And that's actually included in membership, so it makes it nice for them.
Okay, and so To set up a business such as this, you needed a warehouse or an office space, I should say. Build it out, set up office spaces, and then essentially you're leasing this back to people and you're providing them office-based services, sort of like what a Regus also does here in Tampa Bay. And so you're basically a landlord for business people then, am I correct? Is that a good way to describe it?
I kind of like to think of it as a community director as opposed to a landlord, just because I feel like the relationship here is a lot different than you get at Regus.
Okay.
Because I'm usually on site, and people like to come and say, "Hey, I'm working on this thing. What do you think about it?" So it's a lot more collaborative, I think, than the.
Okay, so you're involved. Okay, so it's more of a community then versus a Regus then, which is more like they are landlording over different offices. And so you've developed a community in Brandon, which again is a suburb of Tampa, and there are not as many co-working spaces available. What about the demand and the supply over there? When you opened this up, did you have a lot of people coming out of the woodwork and saying, "Oh, this is great. I've always needed a place close to home here in Brandon where I can come and work and have office supplies and network and also become part of a community"?
I don't know that I would say they were coming out of the woodwork, because it's a completely new concept. And again, especially here in Brandon. So it's been a lot of really networking for me, a lot of marketing, telling people what it is and how they could use the space. So I did open full, like I had all of my offices full. The membership, really, the shared work area is something that has taken a while to gel, if you will. But it's definitely, especially in the past 2 months, has really taken off, and people are coming in and saying, "Oh my gosh, I've heard about you, and we're so glad you're here," and that kind of thing. So I have had that recently, which is really, really nice.
What do you attest your marketing successes to? Okay, so in the beginning it didn't take off. You struggled a little bit in the beginning, or the last couple of months it's done much better. Is it word of mouth? Is there a certain marketing that you're doing that you think is working well? What do you attest the recent surge in membership to?
So yeah, I've been so I'm on Facebook quite a bit. It's mostly organic. Going into the community groups and putting information in there about what it is. I go to a lot of the networking events, tell them what I'm doing, and then somebody will tag me and say, "Hey, Shannon, somebody's looking for an event space, or somebody needs an event." The Brandon Chamber has been great about sending people my way because I'm close to them. So they really understand the benefit of this and growing businesses in Brandon as well. So they have been great in sending people over here as well.
So the Chamber is, of course, a resource for business professionals. One of the oldest, associations associated, with workers is, the Chamber. So you're getting good support from your local chambers of commerce?
Yeah, absolutely. I highly recommend it to anybody starting in business. They're a great resource. They can connect you in with other people. And it's a great way for you to get to know people in your community in the business sense.
From a community standpoint, how would you say then that co-work either complements or differs from the chambers? Obviously, I know a chamber is not a co-work space, but it's definitely a community of people that come together that are exchanging, goods and services and referrals. How do you line up against a chamber?
I say probably I line up with them as opposed to against them, just because, like you said, I do offer a different experience. I do offer different services. It's smaller than the chamber, so there's 1,000 members of the chamber. We have 16 members right now, and like I said, we've got mastermind groups, so there's 8 people in that. So it's a really good way to connect in and really get to collaborate with other people in one space.
Now, the mastermind group, I know you got one here coming up. How often are you doing the mastermind groups? Because that's something that I've wanted to develop or get involved in for some time, something I'm considering doing, through the show as well. Talk to me about the effectiveness of it, and how often are you doing your mastermind groups?
So I'm in my 3rd cohort now. We started our first one back in February. And we were doing every other week, and we came to a point where, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. People just weren't able to get there. So we do it once a month. we have a round table, and it's a hot seat mastermind. So everybody's in the hot seat, and you have to come with, there's prep sheets that, everybody fills out before they come, and you come with an issue, and we spend 15 minutes on your particular issue. So you're providing us with, hey, this is what I'm struggling with in my business. And you've got 8 other people that are sitting there going, okay, well, this is what I've tried and what's worked. This is kind of my suggestions and my thoughts on it. And so you really just get to take that in. And then at that point, they say, okay, these are my goals for the coming month based on the feedback that I've gotten from the group.
And you do the meetings in person, or do you connect via video conference? How do you all meet?
So right now we're meeting in person. And then I've got 2 more coming up in the next 2 months. And we'll decide on if we're going to do that in person or if we'll do video, because I'd like to be able to offer it to people that don't necessarily live here.
What breakthroughs have you seen in the mastermind group, either for yourself or the participants that have been involved in your mastermind group?
What breakthroughs? I'm sorry.
Breakthroughs or successes or obstacles that people have overcome. Just talk to me a little bit about your experience inside of a mastermind group. And you've been doing this for how long now?
We started our first one in February.
Okay, so you've got about 5 months of 4 or 5 months of experience. And so, any breakthroughs, any great success stories, or is it still in its infancy yet? I always just wonder about the development of the mastermind groups.
Yeah, we've actually seen when our first one, and we're about to finish up because we did a 6-month class, if you will. So we're about to finish up, and all of the ones that have been active, and by active I mean they've been able to come to every single meeting and they've come prepared. They have seen significant success, and because they come, 1 month with their issue, and then the next month they have to tell us, okay, these are the goals that I was able to meet. And so they've really seen, 2 of them in particular, have really seen their businesses take off in different sort of avenues. So yeah, they've worked really, really well.
All right. Currently talking to Shannon Carlton. She is the owner and operator of Co-Work Landing in Brandon. Learn more at igscommunity.com or 813-924-4679. 813-924-4679, igscommunity.com. We got a lot more when we come back from the break on That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
And welcome back to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Please connect with us all across social media, facebook.com/That Business Show. Also, follow us on Twitter @ThatBizShow. Today, I'm talking with Shannon Carlton of Cowork Landing in Brandon. Learn more at IGScommunity.com. And so, Shannon, let's talk a little bit about, the mindset that you had to get, that you are in to be a business owner. I know that you're a mother of a pair of girls, an entrepreneur, run a commercial real estate business. What motivates you to just be a business owner and also, a single mother of two?
What motivates me? Well, probably the girls a lot, because I want them to know that they can be everything that they want to be. And I want there to be an idea of, you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have the perfect idea or the perfect concept to be able to start something. It's a trial and error. And there's a lot of being honest and being vulnerable and, hey, this didn't work, this did work. And that takes a lot, I think.
Now, have you always worked in some type of entrepreneurial field or independent field as real estate? Were you ever a 9-to-5er and then made the transition into real estate? Talk to me about your career path.
Yeah, so I actually started off in the financial services industry. I got all of my multiple licenses. I did that until I had kids. And then I worked for a small publication here in Brandon, the Osprey Observer, for 10 years. And I did sales for them. So it was an entrepreneurial start, but I was in sales. And I just always had this calling and this feeling like there's something else I need to be doing.
So the entrepreneurial spirit inside of you is innate. It's natural. It's not something that you really had to, find. It was there, but it's something that you had to develop. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, I think, and a friend of mine mentioned that to me, and she said, you just have that entrepreneurial spirit, and I don't. And I thought it was like a thing that you developed. And
right.
She's like, no, I don't think it is. I don't know, I guess because I'm in that world, like right. The non-entrepreneurial world just sort of astounds me.
Do you ever fear the inconsistency of the entrepreneurial world? I mean, I used to work in industry and in jobs. I knew every Friday or whatever day I was getting a paycheck. I knew what bills were coming. Being in real estate, being involved with the radio show, being involved with Tampa Bay business owners, money comes at you sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of uncertainty. How do you handle that, or does that bother you, or is that just something you think, that's just a part of this business?
I pray a lot, honestly. And yes, I mean, that's a fear, you wake up with every day, honestly. And so, yeah, it's just a matter of
so how do you combat it, though? Okay, I mean, it's in you. You fear it. You're not at that point to where money's rolling in, and few of us are. So how do you combat it? Is it just you confide in your children? You're fortunate to have them in your life. What was that?
No, don't confide in your children.
No, because they're always asking you for stuff, right? They're like, I need this, and this. You're like, I can't handle all that stuff right now. Is that it?
Yeah.
So what do you confide in? What do you do then to take some of the pressure off of you in the entrepreneurial world?
So I read a lot, and like I say, I pray, and I just say, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I honestly believe that. I believe I'm in the space I'm supposed to be in, so I just have to trust that and trust that it's going to come when it's supposed to, not necessarily in my time, which is very difficult to do, but it's all I can do.
Right.
Because I don't want to do something else.
Yeah. It reminds me of a line from Steve Jobs, in which you've got to trust that the dots will connect in the future. You can't connect the dots looking backwards. You can only connect them looking backwards. You can't connect them looking forward. You've got to trust that they will somehow come together. And you put your faith in God and into your beliefs. You know that you're doing the right thing. And at the end of the day, you enjoy doing what you're doing. Talk to me about the satisfaction that you get from being a business owner and an entrepreneur.
Is there a way to explain satisfaction? I don't know. It's
well, because at any point you could just call it quits. You could go get a job. You could go out there and get something stable, and you probably get something that pays pretty good. You've got excellent experience as an entrepreneur, as a real estate professional. But why don't you?
I think because I know I'm living my passion. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've heard this saying, there's just enough light for the step I'm on. So instead of trying to look out and go, oh my gosh, okay, where is this taking me? I just have to trust that I'm on the right path and it's going to take me where I'm supposed to go. I know I can't work 9 to 5. I would be stifled and miserable.
Right. So you are working in the entrepreneurial world. You're comfortable, not comfortable, but you accept the uncertainties that come with it. I myself in the same boat. I said 10 years ago when I left industry that I was never going to work for anybody else again. So far, I've kept that promise. We'll see if I can keep keeping it on down the road. I always say I never say never, except that whenever I say that, I never say never, which, by the way, might confuse some people. But if you play that back, it does make sense. But nonetheless, you're probably what the heck did he just say? But let's talk a little bit about successes and failures then. I always like to know what people consider, some mistakes they may have made in the beginning, with successes they had early on. Talk to me a little bit from the standpoint of your co-working space, some of the things you did right in the beginning, some of the things you think you may have could have done better.
So some of the things I did right was I built the community first. So I really talked about what I was doing way before I opened it up. And I waited for the exact right opportunity for the space. So there's a couple of things I did right. A couple of things I did wrong is trusting the wrong people.
We do that a lot. Relationships can make and break businesses, and we all are naturally trusting. That's a weakness of mine, by the way. I'm naturally trusting of all people until they screw me. And even if they've screwed other people, I still trust them. I'm just a naturally trusting person. And so that's one of my weaknesses. You put your faith, I guess, in the wrong hands a couple of times. I don't know what it costs you. I'm not going to ask you that. But, relationships, though, is a key, takeaway from this, and that you've got to put your faith in the right people. So what did you learn from that then? Moving forward, if somebody were to approach you with a business idea, or you were looking for a good or a service that's going to play a key role in your business, how do you critique them now? How do you judge if they're going to be a fit for you?
I'm asking more questions, and I think I'm asking better questions because I try to take every failure or every misstep. Okay, what did I do wrong? What do I need to change? What question should I have asked to not end up in this situation? And I think that's really helped me and I actually write them down. Okay, I need to ask this. I need to make sure that this is in place before this happens. And, I ask my members a lot, okay, listen, what do you like here? What don't you like? What do I need to change? What do I need to fix? And they're very forthcoming, so it's been nice.
Now, you said that you built the community before the actual formal building where you all operate out of now. How did you build the community? Was it an online group that you met? Was this just a group of professionals that you kind of came together with and kind of held together in a leadership sense? How did you build that community? Tell me about that. So
I had events. Basically learning events for small businesses. So I had how to do Facebook, how to brand yourself, sales and marketing, and brought people in for that. And then explained to them kind of what I was doing, why I was hosting it, what was coming. And I built an email list, and I've been very consistent about emailing. Every single Friday at 6 a.m., my tribe, if you will, gets an email from me about what's going on, business tips, what's going on here at Co-work Landing. And it's just a way for me to stay connected to them and for them to stay connected to me.
Any key partnerships that you have developed or would like to develop to further enhance your business?
Yeah, I think I want to develop relationships with people that are helping entrepreneurs grow, if you will. So like your, like business coaches and things like that. I have several that I know, but those are the types of people that I want to be able to connect with my members here so that I can help them grow. Because that's the point of us being entrepreneurs and growing our businesses I want them to outgrow me. So,
Well, there's
I'm
no
working on that.
short supply of business coaches in this area. I often say we're kind of oversupplied in that category.
Yeah.
And I can, of course, can help make connections for you in that arena, as I can help anybody out there in the communities make connections. I've interviewed over 1,200 different people on this program. That Business Network is about to be unveiled as a new community for people that have been associated with the show. So Shannon, you'll be hearing more about that here soon. And people that are listening to the show regularly have been seeing the site. They are not in on the member side of the site just yet, but I too continue to develop a community around this show. And I've talked a lot on this program about you want to get to the point of being an influencer, being a leader. Once you get to that level of influencer, that's where you can really make it start to rain, because now you can drive people's thoughts, you can drive their buying habits, you can drive a lot of stuff simply by what you say. But it starts with building a community, and that's what you've done with Co-work Landing, Shannon. So I congratulate you on the success and the development of your business, in addition to the commercial real estate business, which we didn't even touch on here on this program. So that's just a whole nother side of her business, in addition to being a mother of two young daughters. So Shannon, thank you so much for being on the program today. A great discussion, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And again, you can reach out to her at 813-924-4679, igscommunity.com for co-working space over in the Brandon, Florida area, a suburb of Tampa. Again, igscommunity.com. New episodes each weekday morning, 9 a.m., thatbusinessnetwork.com. And please connect with us on social media at facebook.com/thatbusinessshow, where we also stream all the programs each morning on Facebook Live. You've been listening to That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.